All right, if you've ever run an ad campaign, you know the feeling. You're staring at your results, kind of scratching your head because the numbers, well, they just keep changing. Why does the impact of your campaign seem to shrink over time? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most confusing parts of marketing measurement.
This sound familiar? Oh, yeah. It's the classic thing every single marketer or business owner says when they check their campaign performance. You launch something, you see a great initial result, and then it's different. And you're left wondering, what went right? What went wrong? Can I even trust these numbers anymore?
Well, it turns out that a huge part of this confusion has nothing to do with your ad creative or your targeting. Nope, it actually boils down to one single tiny setting that's so often overlooked. So, what is this hidden little factor that can make your campaign look like a wild success one day and just kind of meh the next? It's called the look-back window, and it's actually pretty simple. All it is the time frame you decide to use to measure your ad's impact. So, did a customer buy something one day after seeing your ad? Or maybe 7 days? Or 30 days? The length of this window, that's the crucial part, and it completely changes the story your data's telling you. Okay, now here is where it gets a little weird, a little counterintuitive. A shorter window, say just a few days, will almost always show you a higher, more impressive lift. But if you stretch that window out to a few weeks or a month, that exact same lift number actually starts to shrink. Why? Why would waiting longer make your ad seem less effective? Let's use a simple analogy here. I want you to think of all your potential customers as runners in a race to buy your product. Your ad campaign, well, it gives one group, we'll call them the test group, a massive head start. They just sprint right out of the gates. But the other group, the control group, who never saw your ad, they're still in the race. They're just, jogging along at their own natural pace. So to really see how this plays out, we're going to check in on this race at 4 key moments. We'll look at day 1, then day 7, day 14, and finally all the way out to day 30. And this little journey is going to show us exactly why that lift number changes so much over time. Okay, day 1, boom. The starting gun has just fired. As you can see, the test group, the folks who saw the ad, they are converting like crazy. They got that head start, right? Meanwhile, the control group has barely even started moving. So if you measure the results right now, the gap is massive. You're looking at this huge, rocket-fueled lift. You're feeling like a marketing genius. Now let's jump ahead to day 7, a week in, and look at that. The lift is still looking incredibly strong. Your marketing is definitely accelerating behavior. It's pushing people to convert way faster than they would have otherwise. The control group, they're starting to convert a little bit, as you can see by their bar, but your test group is still way, way out in front. The gap is still huge. And now we're at the 2-week mark, day 14. And this is where things start to get really interesting. Take a look at that control group bar. Some of those joggers, they're starting to cross the finish line all on their own, maybe through word of mouth or they just found you naturally. They are starting to catch up. And as they do, that gap between the two groups, your incremental lift, it starts to shrink. And finally, here we are at day 30. A full month has gone by. By now, a lot of the people in that control group who were probably going to buy your product eventually, well, they've done it. They kind of took the scenic route, but they got to the finish line. That initial head start your ad gave the other group, it seems a lot less significant now, and your measured lift is at its lowest point. So here's the absolute crucial point to understand. Your ad didn't necessarily create customers out of thin air. For a lot of them, it just accelerated a purchase that was probably going to happen anyway. The test group converts fast, the control group converts slow, and the longer you wait, the more time you give that slow group to catch up, which makes the speed of the fast group seem a little less special. Okay, so now that we get why this happens, the big question is, what do we do about it, right? How do you pick the right look-back windows so you can get a really accurate picture of your campaign's true impact? Well, it all comes down to matching your measurement to your product. So what does this all mean for you in practice? Well, think of it like this. A short window, like 1 to 7 days, is great for measuring that immediate impact, the acceleration. But it can really overestimate the long-term lift because, the control group just hasn't had time to act yet. A longer window, like 14 to 30 days, that gives you a much more realistic picture of who you truly converted versus who you just nudged to buy a little sooner. The right choice here really truly depends on your product's buying cycle. And this table shows you exactly how to think about it. For something like a snack food, a fast-moving consumer good, the buying cycle is super short, it's impulsive. So a 7-day window, that makes perfect sense.
But for a really high consideration purchase, like a car or an insurance policy, people take weeks, maybe even months to decide. For that, you absolutely need a 30-day window, or maybe even longer, to really capture the true effect of your advertising. If you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Your marketing gives customers a powerful push. It accelerates their journey. But time is also a really powerful force, and it will naturally close a lot of that gap you created. Your real job is to measure the acceleration, not just the final score. So the next time you look at your campaign results, ask yourself this question. Are you using a look-back window that actually reflects how your customers behave? Or are you maybe picking one that just gives you the highest possible number? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know about the real value of your marketing.